it going, everyone? Happy, I don't know what day it is. Wednesday! Happy Wednesday! Yay! It's Wednesday! Yay! Yippee! Yippee! Yay! Hi, everyone! Oh my god, wait. Speaking of today, do you know what today is, everybody? Let me get real close here. Do you guys know what today is? Do you guys know what today is? Today is my birthday. Well, it's also the birthday of a good friend of mine. A good friend of mine is celebrating her birthday today as well. And to celebrate, she is having her 3D debut. You won't miss it, right? Right. Everyone's gonna tune in to Hime-chan's 3D debut. Right? Right? For no reason other than we love Hime, right? Right? I'll be there no matter what. Hell yeah, you will be. Hell yeah. Excellent, excellent. You know, I feel like I had a lot to tell you guys, and then I started stream, and that was it. I was like, damn, I can't wait to tell chat about this and chat about this, and I had a very eventful evening, and then I get here and I'm like, well, these guys are looking genuinely on their own, so I'll be checking out the VOD. Oh, so you're a bitch and you hate me and you want me to die. Well, not that I have anything to do with Hime-Rie's birthday. Obviously, I don't have anything to do with that other than the fact that she is my friend. But you say that you're watching the VOD means that you think I'm a bitch and you hate me and you want me to die, right? Because like I obviously have nothing to do with it, but like by you being a VOD bro, like you hate me, right? Unrelated. We don't have a whole lot of time. I do have somewhere to be. But we'll make this informative and fun and awesome. Why are you like this? Well, I'm just asking genuinely. Do you hate me and want me to die? Want me to like go and burn in hell for like all of my transgressions that I've committed against the good people of the Leocons, even though you're not actually good people and like your feelings mean less to me than that of like insects, but that's like totally fine. Yeah. Can I think that and still watch it live? Oh, yeah. If you think I'm a bitch and you want me to die, but you're like gonna watch it live, then I don't care. But like if you think I'm a bitch and you want me to die and you don't watch it live, then like now we've got a problem. But it's okay if you think I'm a bitch and you want me to die. I'm used to that. Actually, every day I wake up and that's like the first thing I hear is like I get rock thrown at me by like the people down the street and they're like, "Fuck you, bitch. I hope you die." And I'm like, "Good morning to you too." Yes. Well, yes, but that's besides the point. well, yes. Well, yes. The generational hate watchers, they be hate watching from the balcony. This is fact, and they steal my garbage can on top of it, dude. I don't even know if they have my garbage can anymore. There's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, I think I might have made them really upset because last night I was playing Genshin Impact and I was reacting very viscerally to the stuff happening in Genshin Impact, and I did make a lot of noise in the evening at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think they were very happy with that, but they stole my trash can, so I don't care. Viscerally. I did have some visceral reactions, and then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I think I lost my voice. We're fine. You played. I did play the patch. I did play the patch. And to the Dotori glazing again. Well, I mean, the Dotori glazing is now officially behind us. 6 years of it. 6 years sent giving that guy the glaze of his life. We're done. But anyways. Were you noisy before they stole a trash can? I don't know if I ever told you guys, but there was like one time when I was streaming and my mom was like down at the mailbox in our neighborhood, and I had my windows open, and she was like, I could hear your stream. And I was like, damn, I feel so bad now. I need to get better noise proofing. So then I got better noise proofing in my room, and I was like, okay, can you hear me now? And she was like, yeah, I didn't do shit. And I was like, damn, that sucks. So I really don't know what to do. But I do try to be more quiet unless it's to my neighbors who I hate very much. So that's fine. I never got into Genshin due to being busy with 14. Oh my god, wait, that's so funny. I will always remember there was like a point when I was playing Genshin that all of my friends were playing 14, and I remember like being somewhere in Sumeru, and my friend was like trying to sell me on 14 and was like, yeah, they've got lesbians in the game. And I was like looking at a picture of Rin and Gaia, not knowing anything about 14, and I was like, why are they gay? And I was like standing in Sumeru, and that was like one of the first things I remember. And I was like, I'm not gonna play that shit. I'm busy with Genshin Impact. I barely even log into Genshin these days, so it's pretty awesome. Noise canceling is hard. It is hard. You can't just ask why people are gay. Well, genuinely, why are they gay? Why are they gay? That is the $100 question. Why are they? Yes, I'm a new and better person. I've accepted that they are wrong thing, that they are gay. So anyways, today, before the birthday party of my good pal Himemiya Rie, I will be teaching you guys about Final Fantasy XIV Raiding. And you're probably like, Leah, who'll give a gaff? Well, in the 2 years that I've played Final Fantasy XIV, it is no mystery to everyone that one, I'm hooked like a monkey on bananas to this game. Okay, this game in a short 2 years has become my entire life, and I stand there and pretend when I'm outside like I don't actually play this game morning, noon, and night. I am logged in right now, actually, as a fun fact. I am logged in right now in the background of the stream because I can't put it down. Monkey and bananas. This is awesome. In the 2 years that I have played, I know this is actually a mystery to everybody. I know you guys didn't know that I play Final Fantasy XIV. I've never really talked about it on stream before. So the game can't be that fun. Unfortunately, the game is just that good, I say as I type on my Emmett Silk keyboard with my Grahatia chair and my Pride shirt. I'm literally wearing the shirt in the picture, which I thought was pretty awesome. I'm literally wearing a Pride shirt right now. Thank you very much for complimenting it. It is awesome. Yes, but part of the 14 I've been raiding. Yes. Can we play the other simulator instead of 14? Can you please time yourself out from my chat? Thank you. I forgot that I was gonna say something on stream, and now I remember what it is. I would like to take a moment in today's stream to congratulate Zincro for becoming a Leocon citizen. Can we please give a hand to Zincro for becoming an official Leocon citizen? Woo! Yeah! Let's go! Congratulations, man. I know you worked real hard for this. I did see this notification, and I was very, very proud of you. So, congratulations. Welcome to the Leocons. I hope you behave yourself. This is, yes, I had to take a moment to call you out publicly for this because you give me such a headache. Thank you very much. I'm trying to catch up and made it to Doom Trade. Now my Chungus friends want me to resub to 11. I really want to play 11. I've been thinking about it. I've been very tempted. I have no time though, but I want to play 11. I think everybody playing it is really cool, and I'm really jealous because I wish I had the time to. And I know that like they did some other stuff. I don't know. It's 11 is not 14. I don't care. Monkey and bananas. Freaking Yoshi P put something in front of my face. I say, sir, yes, sir, and I go and do it. He put 11 in front of my face. Sir, yes, sir. Let's go play it. You can't play both at the same time. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I have 2 monitors. I got this. It's full of babes. It's like PS2 era 14. That's awesome. That's legitimately awesome. Yes, this is. I want a. I want to play it. 16? Yes, I played 16. You can't play. Wait, you can't play? I don't know anything about 11. Okay, so anything I say, I did post on Twitter. If I say anything incorrect in the stream, one of you lucky guys in chat can punch me. That is allowed today. It's like a Eureka and Basha. I love Eureka and Basha. That's so awesome. You're only making me want to play more. So, I am very punching my desk today. I'm imagining it's you. Yes, you. Anyways, so, like I was saying, I've been playing 14 for 2 years. I started 2 years ago from this month. I disappeared from the internet. Took 2 weeks to play the entire game, start to finish, at the end of Endwalker, and then Dawn Trail was the first time I played anything on content. It was a lot of fun. I got into raiding right when Dawn Trail came out. Like, the extremes were like my first thing, and then I got credentials for days, right? So now I can teach you if you're like, hey man, I want to start raiding going into Evercold. I'll be like, damn, I got advice for you from stuff that I learned. It's like still pretty fresh, and I'm still learning. Yes. How many hours do you have? Is it less than 4K? I actually have almost 6,000 hours in the game. I'm like 5,900 and something. So give me until tomorrow, and then I'll have 6,000 hours in the game. I would have more if I wasn't being pulled away to go be like an actual idol. Holy shit. Nice shirt, thank you. This is my pride shirt. I hope you like it. Fourth, I do ERP. Yes, I'm crazy about ERP. I don't ERP! No! Oh my god! I play on Ether, man! What the fuck do you think I do? I sit Party Finder all day and I suck my fucking toes. Obviously. Obviously. How much is that of 2 years? It's like 200 days or something like that. No, more days. I don't know. 489 days. That's crazy. I'm almost caught up to you. I'm like half. Wait, no, more than half of that. More than half. Can you e-date? Yes. I actually knew a friend of mine who met this Ellison guy that unsolicited came up and told her that he was wearing a cock cage that his mistress told him to wear. And I think about that all the time, and I'm always saying it on stream because it is like the most Final Fantasy 14 thing I've ever heard. You can ERP in this game. I don't ERP because I'm too busy doing literally everything else. This game is so awesome. Please, yes. So anyways, my credentials for Final Fantasy 14 rating, giving you advice from somebody that is still fairly new and still learning. One time, oh wait, I should make myself smaller. Okay. One time, like, I did one time do the Ultima Weapon Ultimate. So I think that makes me a professional raider, and I think that means that I can give you guys advice because I am clearly the best in the entire game, right? Yes, you killed it? Well, I didn't say I killed it. Also, that screenshot of the totem is not mine. One day I might become an Ultimate Legend. I said I fought this guy. I didn't say I killed this guy, okay? Yes, baby's for I didn't say that I killed the Ultima Weapon Ultimate. I said that I fought him. So that's also not my photo of the totem. No, we're gonna get Uwu totem one day. Yes, I believe. Fraud. I'm sorry for lying on the internet. I'm sorry. So you did. No, I did heal him. Yes. Yes, I fought and lost the fight. No, I have. Yes. Yes. Okay. These are my credentials. I have cleared Ultima Weapon, and currently I am in the middle of finishing up Fru. We will finish up Fru shortly, and then I will be moving on to DSR right after. It's okay. That's awesome. I love PFing and making myself really upset. Yeah. I'm pretty good at the game though. Stop e-dating your static members. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't stop e-dating. But yes, every static I was in fell apart because of e-daters. Or because of PayPal Legends. I've told the story on stream, but the first static I was in fell apart because, well, actually, I was the one that caused it to fall apart. Don't feel bad about this. Found out that the Dragoon in my static paid for a on-content fruit clear, which if you don't know, you can buy clears. You don't do that, okay? That's like not allowed in the game. But there is the option to pay for clears. This guy paid $480 for a fruit clear on content. And then was like rolling up to raid, like, look at my cool Viper weapons. And I was like, bitch, you don't even show up to raid half of the days that we are like supposed to. How the fuck did you clear fruit in like 3 days or whatever? And then I found out that he cleared fruit in only 30 pulls on Dark Knight, and he doesn't even play Dark Knight. And I was like, that is legitimately so interesting. I did go stalk this guy again because I was curious to see how my PayPal Legend was doing, and he did pay for a heavyweight clear. There's like $300 and some for a heavyweight clear that he cleared the entire tier, 1 pull each fight on Dark Knight. He's a Dragoon main. So, you know, now PayPal Legend, yes, PayPal Legend, I'm too employed. Well, he's literally a fucking loser, and I wish horrible things upon this guy every single day. If you've ever paid somebody for your clears in this game, I wish terrible things upon you. Genuinely. Genuinely. He's like Elon, but that's like actually really close to his name in game. That's so funny. But yes, I PF'd most of these 3 tiers, and then for the last fights, like about halfway through them, joined statics just to make it simpler for Prague. But yes, I have a good experience in Party Finder, and I Party Finder Ultimates now because I'm washed and I don't have any self-respect for myself. You should not do that. Find a static if you can, but if your static members start dating each other, maybe get out of there. My T static I was in fell apart because these 2 people in our static were dating, and then they like went to meet up, and then I don't know what happened, but I got kicked out of the static and blocked by everybody, and I barely even spoke in there. I legitimately did not do anything, and I think about that literally every single day. Yeah, don't do it for clears. Don't go to statics that are dating. If you join a static and there's people in it that are dating each other, get the fuck out of there, okay? You gotta treat raiding like it's business, okay? You can be friends with your coworkers, but you can't date your coworkers. That's the way you think about it. Yeah. My static turned racist. Well, that is another thing that happens in Final Fantasy XIV, unfortunately. You either date each other, or everybody becomes racist, or they start paying for their clears, and that's just the way of Final Fantasy XIV. That's like the circle of life. Okay. Yes. Which one did you condition them to meow back? I don't do that. I stay muted. I just stay muted. Maybe unmute sometimes. Correction. Join a static full of 4 pairs of racist e-daters. Yeah, but the problem is if the dancer is dating the paladin and then dance partner is the paladin when we're trying to go for a fruit clear, I'm legitimately going to plant a bomb somewhere within the raid. That's just my opinion. I don't date my coworker. Well, there's one coworker I date, you know, but that's like kind of not the point because like because she doesn't know anything about like my interests, and she's kind of mean to me, but like I mean that's like low-key kind of dreamy, right? You know, I wonder who. Well, I'm not gonna name any names, but does she know you're dating? Well, I mean, we've like shared beds and like showered together and like and like woken up and gotten ready together and like shared food and like yeah, sometimes like so I mean did he give a better chance later? Whoa. So that's a no. Okay. Anyways. Anyways, do you mean in-game? No, she calls you Pookie on Twitter. She did call me Pookie on Twitter. That's like basically making it official, right? Basically, me and the boys. So yeah, a parasitic twin doesn't count. She's not twin. She's not twin. Amy Isami is twin, but Amy Isami is like low-key twin that I put in like a test tube and torture for all eternity. So it's a little bit different. Dude, I've roomed with my friends before and we've never done any of that. Girl sleepovers are different than guy sleepovers. Guy sleepovers, what do you guys do? Sleep? Girl sleepovers? Maybe you kiss a little bit. You know, she's the Ato to your Takumi. Oh! That's awesome! Yes, Amy Isami is the Ato to my Takumi. We sword fight. Oh. I also do that, but like in Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, do not sleep at a guy's sleepover. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Don't sleep at a guy's sleepover. What? What? Tantalizer, hi, thank you for coming, Leocon. What? No, we do not. What? What? Yeah, they sword fight without you. Don't worry about it. Can we please move on? Okay. Okay, anyways, So raiding, right? What the fuck is raiding, Leah? Well, you've seen me do it a little bit on stream before. You've got it's the high-end content. You're gonna click in-game on that party finder, hit the U key, open party finder. What's gonna pop up? Regular duty? Nah, man, that's for babies. You and me, we're moving on to the big boy stuff. You're gonna go ahead and click on high-end duty. Okay? Everything in here, high-end content, high-end rating. You have your extreme trials, which are all of the bosses that you can fight. Extremes are like they're like a step up from normal mode, right? They're like a step up from normal mode. Then you have Savage, which is the ones that people start killing each other over. And then you have Ultimates. And Ultimate raids are really awesome. There's a new Ultimate coming out in like 2 weeks, I think. Actually, I don't know when. Oh my god, literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we will have a new Ultimate in the fight. Dancing Mad Ultimate Kefka. Going through the MSQ, can someone explain why Xenos is just the booty warrior? Oh, please don't talk about Xenos in my chat. I'm actually begging you. Actually, I think we should go through and ban Xenos as a concept from my chat entirely. Can you guys believe it? Kefka, just 2 weeks away. Kefka Ultimate, just 2 weeks away. You mad? 2 weeks away. Yes, I am so excited, but I have a lot to do. I have to clear through before it comes out. And then DSR, and then maybe by the end of that, then I can do you mad. I don't want to do it right when it comes out though, because I'm scared and I suck. Ultimates aren't for sweaty players, okay? Because you meet people in Ultimate that the people that do Ultimates that have a really difficult time with Savage, right? Ultimates are kind of like their own beast, I think. The people that do Ultimates and do Ultimates all day, I say this very affectionately, are low-key extremely autistic. Okay, you have to have like a certain type of like mental to do Ultimate raids, because the amount of times that you'll end up just repeating the same part of the fight. The Ultimate fights are like 15 minutes long, and the amount of times that you just end up redoing the same one part of the fight over and over and over and over and over and over again. You have to be like mentally strong and a little bit autistic to keep doing it. They're really fun though. I highly encourage you, if you've ever been interested in raiding and you've done Savage, and well, you don't even have to do Savage. Just go into an ultimate, blow up a party. Well, don't actually do that, okay? I personally would try extremes first. And if the extremes you want more of a challenge, then check out Savage. And if you could do Savage and you still want a little bit more, then I would do ultimates. Yeah, Uwu and Ukab are the two like entry-level ones. Yeah, they're pretty easy. I think Uwu is very easy. I think anybody can do it. You just have to persevere and pay attention. And that's the hard part, is because like after 10 minutes of that fight, your eyes kind of glaze over and you're like, okay, I'm tired. And then it's like you still have another phase and you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Is it BM to go in blind and not watch guides? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that. Yes. Okay, I do ultimate. I beat T in 12 hours. Yes, I have autism. I wish I was you. I need a day when I just lock the fuck in and clear T. Finally, I haven't had a day where I could just lock in, but I'm gonna do it. I want to speed clear T. That is like my before Evercold comes out. I'm not gonna bother properly doing it. I just want to go in, get really hyper autistic about it, sim the fuck out of it. I don't know if you guys watch like any other streamers, but I know like Pint is a 14 content creator, and she did like a 30 or like 70 polls to clear in Fru from like 0 to 70 in Fru. I was watching that when I was in Japan, and I was like stun locked. Like that was crazy. It was so cool. Yeah. The fuck is ooh, we'll talk about it. It was so cool. I was like, if she could do it, I could do it. So I'm feeling motivated. Yes. Maybe I can clear. Actually, I will say Fru is not as bad as I was expecting it to be. If any of you guys in chat are like, damn, maybe I want to try it before Kefka comes out. I do not recommend party findering it because the state of party finder is low-key god-awful, but it is not that bad of a fight if you can get some other people who are baller with you. But that's the problem, right? Is like finding other baller people. We'll talk about that in a minute. Fru is in DSR and top, and that's a blessing. It's difficult. I will say it's difficult, but it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. But I think that's because I have been simming this morning, noon, and night. I haven't made as many diagrams for this fight because I've just done the actual sims for it. And then I get in there and I'm like, actually, I'm not dog shit. Can't do Diamond Dust, but I can do APOC. The sim mines. We'll talk about it. So, if you're getting into reading, your resources, right? Okay. How do I explain this? Learning how to play your job, right? Okay. What type of gear you need, what type of buttons you press, because there's a kind of an order to the buttons that you should press. You have your rotations, right? Well, I'll talk about it. Job, sorry, your class. Class. Icy veins. Well, okay, so these are your resources, okay? One on here I don't necessarily encourage, but I know it's really popular. Okay? One of them on here, but the balance will teach you your rotations, right? Icy veins, they've got your gear. The balance has a Discord server that's like literally gospel. One of them on here I don't recommend, but you'll see people talk about it a lot. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that one. Low-key don't, but you'll see people mention it. And then you have your dummies, right? Your training dummy. Your training dummy, basically, this will show you, it's like a good opportunity for you to practice your rotations and your damage and see if you can keep up with the damage that the fight needs. 10 out of 10. I highly recommend doing that. So you use balance, icy veins. You learn what buttons you're supposed to press, the order that they go in. Then you go and you practice in this. And you can see above me, Stone Sky. See, I actually haven't used it until like the other day. Because I was practicing. But it's pretty cool, I guess. I don't play DPS. So I don't really have much to say about it. Right? This is my job, right? White mage. I play white mage. There's no point using it as a healer, though. There's really not. There really isn't. I don't know. But I have an example of like the icy veins, what the guide looks like, right? The guide, it's got the buttons that you press, and then it's got a little note for opener. Obviously, when you play a different class, it's gonna look very different, but this is at least for me. Yeah, I thought you played Scholar. I play Scholar, White Mage, and Pictomancer. Yeah. 50% dot uptime. Is it just casting Holy? Actually, you don't cast Holy if it's on a boss and if you're raiding. The only time you would cast Holy is if there's more than one enemy on the screen, because Holy is gained on 2 now. So you're not pressing Holy. Okay, you're actually pressing Glare. And then sometimes after you press Presence of Mind, then you're pressing a different type of Glare. Thank you very much. Yeah. They're better than WoW, guys. I don't know anything about WoW. I would love to learn, but are you gonna redo this when 8.0 hits? Yeah. I'll do it. Don't talk to me about that right now. I don't want to think about it. My recommendation, though, would be to know what every button on your bar does, at the very least, okay? So, like, I would recommend looking at your bar and being like, okay, I know exactly what this button does, right? Right? Like, on my Control E, I have Plenary Indulgence, okay? You can't see my cursor, but Control E is Plenary Indulgence. Well, now that is a mitigation button, and I can tell you off the top of my head exactly what every single button on my bar does on the classes that I play. And I highly recommend becoming familiar with your jobs before going into things. Yeah, bind every single button. There's a lot of buttons for some classes. Just fucking bind it. And also, please read your tooltips. I'm fucking begging you. Yes. Isn't that a necessity, not a recommendation? Some people think it's a recommendation. I will kill you. Is it true that ass size is effective based on the size of your hips? Yes, this is true. Wider your hips, then the more damage ass size does. And that's actually why they don't want to add a butt slider to the game, is because they would have to increase the damage that ass size does per, like, how big your butt is. So that's why they're just straight up fucking removing it. Yes, you should really practice your rotation. Obviously, like, going into extreme trials, because they are, you know, like a little bit of a step up from normal content, I think extreme trials are a really good opportunity for you to practice things. After you become familiar with your rotation, I think that it's okay to go into extreme trials, you know, maybe test out things you're not really sure if this is going. You can think about it, but go from knowing your job to practicing your rotation on the dummy to an extreme trial. And then after that, you know, as you become more familiar with it. But yeah, I would not take a job that I don't know very well right into like an ulti or something, especially if like you're playing like a support. But that might be different for some people, because I know there are people that can do it. But you know. How much do people rage quit in PF? A lot. Yes. How do I stop looking at my skills when I'm raiding? Second nature, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think about it. I like have it burned into my brain where, because I click, right? But I was gonna say I play white mage, but actually these days I've been playing Picto more than anything, and I still click on Picto, and I have it like burned into my head where every button is, so I just don't think about it. It's a lot of muscle memory, right? And obviously everyone's got their own styles. Yes, I am a clicker. I enjoy clicking my buttons. I mean, to be fair, I only had one button to begin with, and then now I've got like 5, so it's not like I'm clicking a whole lot, but yeah. It still causes people to mold. Everybody molds about it, and you know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But yes, you should change your buttons and your HUD. I'll talk more about that in a bit, I think, too. I have a whole PowerPoint full of stuff. Yeah, clicking like a baby. Yeah. My healer cleared UCOB and is a full clicker. I'll end up being a Genesis of Legends full clicking. What are you gonna say? I'm not even playing White Mage in it, so you can't even beat my ass for it. You're gonna be like, oh my god, Leah, you click? Fuck yeah, bitch. Yes, I do. Nothing you can do about it. Literally suck my ass. Sorry. This is an example of a rotation for a DPS. I would highly recommend again. I would highly recommend learning your button. This is scary. This is scary. What the hell is this? This is a legitimate ninja rotation. I don't know anything about ninja, man. Can you explain this full rotation? They're hitting their little like Naruto hand thing, and then their buttons, and then I think that's like hide or something like that, and then more of their Naruto hand things, another button. I don't know what that is. I think that's mug something. I don't know what that is. Big button, more of their ninja hand things. Shuriken, ninja hand things, something else, ninja hand things. I don't fucking know. I only just got used to the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 buff 3 combo. Yes, 1, 2 buff 3, 2 GCGs and then a buff. Sometimes not all classes though, right? Because now this is what we'll talk about, the buff window. They also call it a 2-minute. 2-minute window, buff window, your 2-minute. Some classes, not every class, but some classes have party buffs, right? Astrologian has divination. Scholar has chain stratagem. Battle litany from Dragoon. You've got the dancer one I don't remember the name of. You've got the bard one I don't remember the name of. White Mage's presence of mind. Picto's got hella grass. So yes, however, I would explain more about the 2-minute window, but unfortunately it doesn't matter anymore. So everybody, yay! The death of the 2-minute window is actually my favorite thing ever. I'm too evolved to explain this. Basically, coming in 8.0 for Evercold, they're gonna remove the 2-minute window, the 2-minute buffs, because the flow of the fights right now, basically, like you've got nothing, and then right when the fight starts, you've got your synergy buff, and then it falls off, and then at 120 seconds, they're 2-minute, you've got another one, and then 2-minute, and then so that's kind of how the fight. You can break down a fight based off of like 2 minutes. And then you can know if like someone in your party is like fucking up, because like you'll be doing the fight and everyone's 2-minute comes up and then battle litany is missing and you're like, hey Dragoon, where's battle litany? And then 15 seconds later, everyone's buffs fall off and there goes battle litany and you're like, and then you wipe to 1% enrage on the Tyrant M11S and you just, So I think it's okay to remove these from the game. Yes. Yes. Yeah, all the classes do currently cater towards a 2-minute window as well. I'm a White Mage main, and then I play Picto, but I've played White Mage since I started raiding, like all through Savage, and I don't know. It doesn't particularly apply to me because we don't have like a party buff. We've got just like our presence of mind, but. You know, I don't care either way, really. I don't play White Mage and Ultimates, though. So I don't know. Gonna have to change out a white mage. I don't know if I will. I could talk about the fucking Reborn and Evolved for forever, but that's not the point today. Okay. Okay. It's like a professional conference. I know. Okay, so you want to raid, right? Let's say you've learned your rotations, you know what your buttons do, you went and you practiced on the dummy, you're feeling good. Now I want to go and I want to do my first raid. So you're gonna open up Party Finder. Now you could go to like the regular Party Finder, or you could just open up your Duty Finder, right? I want to try Astro. It's fun. It's very fun. Yeah, I love Astro. I was an Astro player through the MSQ the entire time I played, from Heaven's Ward until Dawn Trail. And then when I started raiding, I picked up White Mage because I was like, oh, I kind of want to be able to like focus on the mechanics because Astro's really busy, right? It's got like a really high APM. So I just want to like pick up an easier class and then I'll go back to Astro. And then I fell in love with White Mage. I had so much fun with it. So I never went back. But yeah, when it comes to ultimates, I play Scholar and Pictomancer. Yeah. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. White Mage is comfy. I think that White Mage has like a very interesting opportunity for optimization because there's not much going on with it. So it's really fun to think about optimization for it. But when it comes to ultimates, I don't know. I have so much fun not playing White Mage in ultimates, but like Savage, yeah, I don't know. Scholar is fun. I love Scholar. I think Scholar is the best healer. It's in my opinion. I think Scholar is the best healer. I think its kit is perfect. It doesn't need to be changed at all. I love Scholar the way that it is. And I think Sage is dog shit. Sorry to all of the Sage players. I think your class sucks ass. How about Sage? I think Sage is dog shit. I hate Sage. It is my least favorite healer, but I love Scholar. I love my fat shield procs. Ugh, every bitch loves my spread low so much. Oh, they love it when I spread low all over them. Yes! Yes, is it important to be aware of your party's rotations beyond their buffs? I think when you're starting out, it's okay to not. But when you start getting into like Savage, especially like later in the tiers in Savage, it might be... You might pick it up as you're playing. Or, you know, like you try playing other classes. Because like obviously the damage you do is going to matter a lot when it comes to clearing those fights. So I think if you're raiding early in a tier in those later fights and DPS is a problem, then it might be worth looking at a little bit. But otherwise, I wouldn't particularly worry about it. I think it's only important if your damage is a problem, because then you could start to like try to like micro optimize with each other. But it's not really. I don't really know what that's gonna look like for Evercold either, so I don't know. Yeah, strategize for ultimates or optimizing for DPS or like some hard checks. Yeah, mostly it's like is everybody hitting their buttons that they're supposed to? Is everybody putting up their buffs when we're supposed to? Because with this last tier, I mean, it's still an issue in Party Finder not meeting DPS checks for 11 and 12. 12 part 1. P2 is quite simple, but you know, you can't see P2 if you're not doing P1. Yeah, so stuff below Savage, I never had to worry. Stuff below Savage, you don't really see in Raijin ever. I have no idea when the last time I saw in Raijin an Extreme was. Like, I couldn't tell you. So it's really not an issue in Extremes. Yeah. Most of what you need to know is if your party brings for utility. Yeah, like buffs and stuff. But again, the buffs, the 2-minute windows are going to be obsolete when Evercold comes out. So it's not particularly important to really think about. There's no new Savage fights that are going to be added. There's no new Extreme fights that are going to be added. We've got Kefka coming out in 2 weeks. But, I mean, beyond Kefka, there's no new high-end battle content being added to the game. So there's really no like bar, I guess, for DPS. anymore. Savage was kind of like the last time that was like really a thing. So everything now will just be smooth sailing and you can have fun with it. Yeah. Easy mode rating. I mean, yeah. Oh, there's Fork Tower. Fork Tower. I don't know what the DPS and stuff is like that. But yeah, you have until January. Yeah. 790. It's just the way it is, man. Oh, my item level. I was like, the party finder level requirement. My item level. No, I did all my stuff. I'm a good boy. I did all my raids. So yeah, I'm maxed. Yeah, Kefka's gonna be the end of an era. That's why it's gonna be such a good race, right? The race and seeing everybody clear it. I think that's why it's going to be so big of a deal, is because it really is going to be like the last time like that 2-minute meta is like relevant at all. And then, I mean, who knows how the ultimates and stuff are going to change. You know, is reborn mode going to be the play for the older ultimates, or is evolved mode going to be the play when you go back and do older content? Really no way to know until Evercold really comes out. I mean, we don't have much information on it still, but I could talk about this for forever. Rating. So, first, something to talk about is the worlds, right? Different worlds are known for different things. Crystal is kind of like the roleplay server. You've got Balmung, which is infamous for, you know, Crystal is mostly for like roleplay, very friendly, I guess. And I don't really know what else Crystal is known for other than ERP and being nice. Yeah, that's all I got. What kind of ERP? Why don't you come over here and find out? No, I'm just kidding. And then Ether is the raiding server. This is where all like the sweaty raiders go. So your party finder is gonna look very different if you go on Ether or on Crystal. But this is only gonna be relevant for the next couple of months because they're getting rid of just the worlds being isolated for Party Finder. They announced at FanFest that they're going to open up cross-world Party Finder, so we won't have to worry about people from Crystal that want to raid coming to Ether. It can be quite difficult to get in to the worlds if they're super congested, so yeah, don't really have to worry about it. The ultimate ballad was the thing to do in 2.1. Will this help me? What? I don't even know anything about that. You're Unk. Thank you for the $5. That's Unk. ERP, Extreme Raid Progress. That is true. Yes, Extreme Raid Progress. Only cross-world, not DC. No, it's data center. Data center. That was worded poorly. Data center. So if you're in Crystal and you want to raid an Ether, you could just open Party Finder and queue right in. Right? It will be implemented sometime before Evercold. I don't know when. I'm not UGP, but they did announce it, so you won't have to worry about it anymore. That was Ultima Weapon. EX? There was an EX for Ultima Weapon! That's crazy. Not Ultimates? EX? Do they even have that? I don't think so. It's just... Wait, do they? I don't think so. No. Anyways. Carb Uncle. Ew. Bro is raiding when Bruto is still alive. That's awesome, actually. But yes, okay. You open Party Finder. If you look at your Party Finder here on the left, it'll show like the duty, right? And then all this other information. Or let's say like, I want to do Ultima Weapon. The weapons refrain ultimate. So then I open my duty finder, I hit that, and I can just click on the little number here and it will open all the parties that are currently recruiting. This is a little bit about the cross-world stuff. Let's say you're from Crystal, it's Tuesday, you want your Savage re-clears. I'm gonna go to Ether. Well, Ether's fucking congested, so you're not coming to Ether. But that's okay. That's okay. That won't be a thing anymore. But if you need your Savage re-clears right now before Kefka comes out, good luck and Godspeed. I am praying for you. Yeah. Ether, hey, I am from Ether. When do we get the Leah guide to top? I can teach you how to do program loop so fucking good. Anything else on top? Nope, but I can do program loop. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking coffee. Okay, statics. So, a static is a group of people that you raid with, okay? There's different like types of statics. You've got hardcore statics, which raid hardcore. They go for like, I don't know, like 12 hours a day, right? These are gonna be really like intense people. Then semi-hardcore, maybe, I don't know. It depends. It's hardcore, heavily involved, lots of hours. Semi-hardcore, not as much. Mid-core, I think mid-core maybe like rating like, what, 12 hours a week? Mid-core is pretty good. And then casual, I was in a casual static for my first static. We raided 1 day a week for 3 hours. Yeah, a week. No, hardcore is like 12 hours a day. Some of those people. I've seen people recruiting for hardcore statics that want 16 hours a day. And they want you to take time off of work. Yeah, we clear when we clear. Or, you know, hardcore statics might be like, we want like a day 3 clear. So 16 hours a day. Or, you know, we want like a week 1 clear. So 12 hours a day. Yeah. Do they eat food? Maybe. I don't know. Most of those world race groups. Most of them, yeah. But, I mean, if you check like Discord, sometimes you see hardcore ones that pop up. It's pretty intense. Yeah. If you're looking to get into a static, they're not polycules sometimes, okay? Okay, they're not polycules. They should not be polycules, and if you join a static and they're a polycule, I am probably afraid to tell you you're not gonna get much prog in. Well, you might get prog into your co-healer's pants, but you won't get prog into the tyrant's pants. And I personally am not worried about what is in my co-healer's pants. I only want to see what color the tyrant's breast milk is when it comes out of him after he's dead on the floor. So, I'm not joining a static to be in a polycule, but maybe you would be. And if you are, then maybe don't tell me. I'm so sad. Miss Wea got taken off of Twitter again because I was tweeting some very uncouth things about one of the bosses in Final Fantasy when I was raiding. But yeah, you know, when I was doing Savage, let's just keep it a secret. Oh, wow! I thought we were sharing things with each other. Static is not necessary. I thought the polycule was phase origins. I don't want to think about dating my coworkers, actually. Thanks, though. Appreciate it. Don't really want that. Wea came back. No, Wea got banned off of Twitter, like phone number banned because I said something, and then my other account got shadow banned because I said something again. I just can't keep my mouth shut. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, full ban. Anyways. Statics are not necessary to doing any of the content in game. You can just do everything in the party finder. I rated in the party finder because the static that I was in was total dog shit, so I went and I did it in party finder. And then, but the problem with party finder is it's very hit or miss, the people that you're raiding with, you know? So your prog, you should expect it to be a lot slower. You're very much at the whims of random people. So having a static is better, but it is not necessary. It's also, like, there's a lot of pride I have in being able to, like, clear these things in Party Finder, right? Like, I don't know, especially this tier M11 doing it in Party Finder. Like, I have a lot of pride in that because it was such a pain in the ass. So, yeah, PF is hell. You meet some terrible people in there. Whenever I raid, I like to take videos of, like, my polls. So, like, I raid with OBS open, and then I record all of my polls for every single fight when I'm progging something. So I can go back and I can see like what I'm doing wrong. Like I fuck up a mechanic. Okay, so then I'll look at it and I'll look at, you know, like the PowerPoint and see like what I did wrong. Was I standing in the wrong spot? Was I assigned something and I didn't see correctly, you know? So I always take videos of everything. And when you're progging stuff in Party Finder, it's really helpful to have that in case like someone else is like, you know, someone else wipes the party and they're like, oh, you know, was that me? Did I fuck up? And then you could be like, oh, I think you had like your tether mixed up or something, you know? I'll never forget when I was doing M11S. This is like week 1, week 2, M11S in Party Finder. Very early on. Obviously, like, people are really struggling with it. I recorded, you know, like I normally do, and we wiped to the wall of the fight, the hardest part of the fight. And someone in the party was like, oh, what went wrong? And I was like, oh, I have a VOD, let me check. And went back, checked the VOD, and I was like, I can send the VOD if like somebody needs it. I didn't want to be the person to call them out, but I was like, I can send the VOD if somebody needs it, like, you know, wherever. And there, I got called by an Ultimate Raiders. Ultimate Raider is like, oh, the VOD police is here. Like, no, I'm not calling anybody out, okay? I'm just trying to like figure out what happened, right? Accountability and making sure everyone's doing it properly, you know? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it was the paladin that fucked everything up. Like, obviously no, right? Because I don't want to be rude. But, like, you know, it's the paladin that fucked up. It's just whatever. So I'm just trying to be nice. It wasn't even Genesis of Legends. This guy had only done Uwu. Never did anything else. I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong if you've only done Uwu. Just don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, brother. Of course, I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with doing Uwu. I've only done Uwu, okay? I literally pot to kettle right now. I just don't think that you should be calling other people the VOD police when you're the one that fucked up and wiped everybody. And then, like, not wanting to take accountability for it. It's just my opinion. And this is why people say Party Finder fucking sucks, okay? It's like my crash out. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you get an ego off of only doing Uwu and then think that you are above accountability and then wipe a party and then tell someone, oh, they're the VOD police, when you're the reason you fucking wiped the party, I'm going to kill you, okay? I'm legitimately going to beat the shit out of you. Legend, by the way, is the saying for me. I was just like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'm normal, I'm cool. But this type of fighting is like, you just gotta say my bad. Or like, oh, you know, hey guys, sorry, that's my bad. You know, does anyone know where I fucked up? Or, hey, can I have 2 seconds to look at like the guide? Like, that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey man, you know what? I was the one that fucked up. That's happening to me in Fruit constantly, where I'm like, hey man, sorry, I fucked up Diamond Dust again. And everyone's like, you know what, Leah, that's fine. Just go watch the video. And I'm like, sir, yes, sir. And I watch my VOD and I watch the video. And then I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I don't fuck up Diamond Dust again. But you just take accountability for it. Hey, my bad. Or you know what? Hey, sorry, I had a brain fart. It happens. It happens. It's a video game, right? That's fine. Just take accountability for your shit or I am going to kill you. Mentor status is always better. It is. Just my bad. That's all you have to say. My bad. But a legend can't make mistakes. I hadn't cleared Uwu at that point either. So I was like even more pissed off. I was like, this guy cleared Uwu and he plays like a fucking moron. And then I went and cleared Uwu and I was like, oh, literally I can play Uwu with one hand, my thumb up my butt, just like that guy. I think about that guy constantly. He pissed me the fuck off. I'm sorry, I'm not a toxic person. He just really pissed me off. He just really pissed me off. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with doing Uwu. Uwu is easy. It's an easy fight. But it's still an ultimate. And I think it's still an accomplishment. Just not if you get an ego off of it. There's no reason to have an ego. And the amount of alpha legends you meet in this game that think that they're hot shit because they've done top and they can't fucking do NUO EX. I'm going to kill you. Oh, I did top back when it was current, but I haven't logged into the game in like 2 years. Like, I'm... Ah! fine. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Clearing Uwu is nothing to be proud of. I think clearing Uwu is something to be proud of because that's still like a 12-minute long fight that you're doing, okay? 12 minutes and the same fight that is total dog shit is... The problem with Uwu isn't the fact that you're doing anything hard. It's very simple, right? The hard part about Uwu is the fact that you're in Uwu. That's the hard part, okay? That's it. The only hard part about Uwu is the fact that you're in there at all. Clearing any ultimate is an accomplishment and it is something to be very proud of. And I truly believe that, okay? Yes. Yes. You just need 12 minutes of near perfection. Oh, you can carry dead bodies in Uwu, to be honest. So long as they're up at the time that they need to be and they can hit sprint, you can carry a dead body through Uwu. That is fine. You know some of those people get paid to carry. I don't involve myself in that. Just don't involve me in it. I do not consent to being part of your paid clear party. I'm going to kill you. Anyways. You wanna join a static so that way you're not playing with alpha legends that don't know what a clock spot is. You can check FFXIV Recruit. They have looking for member, looking for group posts all the time. For static, I found on FFXIV Recruit. When you go, they'll be like, this is the number of hours, and this is the days that we raid, and this is the role that we're looking for. And then you just, you know, contact them. Or you could go into a Discord server, and you could see here, right? This is taken from the balance. The balance, we love the balance, yeah. North America looking for member, North America looking for group. And they've got a different, you know, data centers, I guess. It'll tell you. They'll post everything about it. Yeah. FFXIV Recruit is goated. I've never joined through Discord a static, but it is a legit way to go about things. I will say though, you just gotta be careful of because you never know when you'll non-consensually join a polycule. That has happened to people. Yes. Okay, next. Let's take a look at 2 instances in Party Finder, okay? So you're going to join a group, right? So I want to do M11S, which is heavyweight M3 Savage, right here on the left, okay? M11S. And here you can see, okay, it's a practice group, awesome. Arena split onward, so that's gonna be the mechanic that they're doing, right? Arena split onwards. Yes. Okay, so typically these parties will have like what their progression point is, the mechanic they're working on. And then you see right here, it says Hector. What the fuck is Hector? No buddies. What the fuck does that mean? We'll talk about it, okay? Fru, futures rewritten ultimate. P3, UR cleanup. Okay, so you know this is phase 3. UR, ultimate relativity. They're cleaning it up. That's the mechanic there are. What the fuck is lesbian? What the fuck is famibiga? What, you know? Need T1. That's different, okay? Prog point, strat. Yes. That is, so it's weapons prog. so the M3 one is weapons prog, yes, and then the Fru one is Diamond Dust prog. It's just the way it goes. Actually, I think it's FOF prog, personally, but I didn't say that. Don't party finder Fru. Do not party finder Fru. Do not party finder Fru. I'm telling that to myself. I have like the hand over the mouse. Like I should do Fru and I should be a Fru, and then I go into Fru. Oops, all FOF prog. I'm going to Fru. All FOF prog. It's always FOF prog. I'm like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't grief and Diamond Dust. Can't even grief and Diamond Dust because we're still progging FOF in a P3 APOC group. Anyway, do you want to talk about PF Fru? No, I did Fru for like 15 hours a couple days ago, nonstop, and all FOF. Fru is a blast. I am loving it. I think it's probably one of my favorite fights ever. Talk about the thing that rhymes with BB-laters. I was gonna talk about it in a second. Hold on. Ultimate weapons. Ultimate trophy weapons. It's trophy weapons, Frog. Now is a good time to explain trap parties. Trap parties are when you join a party that says P3 Ultimate Relativity Cleanup and it's all Fall of Faith prog. And you're like, hey man, what happened to Ultimate Relativity? And they're like, oops, our Dragoon is fucking up Fall of Faith. I don't know why it's always Dragoon. Dragoon is like the easy role for me to pick on, but you know, oh, our Dragoon is fucking up Fall of Faith. It's like, oh, okay. Or, oh, our Dragoon is actually fucking up trophy weapons. Actually, trophy weapons prog is always because of the fucking Bard. Every time. Every time I go into M11S to re-clear and I see a Bard in there, I know for a fact that Bard is going to fucking kill me. It's the animation locks. It probably is, but see, the thing about FFXIV... Well, no, I guess he is targetable again with FFXIV. Well, if I can press my buttons, the Dragoon can press his buttons. Okay, that's not my problem. That's why you play Dancer. Oh, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Agreed. Okay, so... Party, when you're doing a party finder, the typical way they format this is their progression point, the mechanic that they're working on, or the mechanic that they're trying to see, then the strategy that they're using, and then another strategy, right? Because there might be modifications that they're making, right? Lesbian, Famubiga, and then they put need T1 because they need a main tank. I think T1 is main tank, yeah. Hector, no buddies, that would be a strat. Arena split is your progression point. So, let me make this smaller. I do not understand a single thing. It's okay. It's okay. This is... Don't worry about it. Enjoy Heaven's Ward. I hope you enjoy Heaven's Ward. It's so much fun. Ah! I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, obviously, too. Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers. Strat modification. Americ Emperor. You guys have never heard Americ Emperor? Oh, Heaven's Ward! Americ Emperor, Heaven's Ward! Whoa! Sorry. I'm getting really into this. I'm sorry. Okay. Terms that you're gonna see pop up in Party Finder, right? I don't think you should be scared of seeing these terms, so I'm gonna kind of explain some popular ones to you. LM, Loot Master, right? So for extremes, you'll see this all the time. If somebody wants a mount from an extreme trial, they'll be like Loot Master, and then there'll be like a little treasure chest because then you can't claim the rewards if you're not the party lead. And it'll be like 2 million per person for mount. So you do the fight. If the mount drops, then typically in a righteous group, then the person that put up the party finder, the loot master, would then pay everybody 2 million. Yeah. How it goes. You'll see a loot master for like other stuff like Savage, you know, they want the coffers, the weekly rewards, that type of thing. Yeah. They never pay. Oh my gosh. When Annual came out, I made like 20 mil. It was crazy. It was awesome. Merc parties are my source of income. Yeah. Merc parties are when you just do Loot Master. Loot Master or Merc parties, kind of the same thing. Yeah. But if you're doing Loot Master, make sure that they're paying, right? You don't want your time to go in, you see the mount, you're like, oh man, I want the mount, and then you realize that, like, yeah, so Merc parties are awesome. It's a good way if you know a fight and you like doing the fight and you don't really care about the mount, then it's a good way to make some extra money, or maybe you don't care about the rewards, right? For all of the extremes, they all drop like a totem, and when you hit 99 totems, you can exchange them for the mount. Some of the fights, that means you have to clear them 99 times. Other of the fights, it means you have to clear it like about 50 times. Yeah, so it's if you don't particularly care, I'm 6-7ing in real life right now, but if you don't particularly care, then it's just a good chance. Yeah, and you could practice some alt classes if you're like trying to figure out rotations and stuff. Yeah, it's all great. I don't particularly care about getting the mounts crazy. Fuck Zeledia for being a one totem. Fuck Zeledia for being a one totem fight. Literally, fuck Zeledia. Fuck that fight. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of it. I've been farming it for months. Fuck that fight. Okay, sorry. Anyways, totem, right? You'll see totem talked about a lot when it comes to ultimates, right? ultimates. Totem just means reclear. You get a totem when you finish the ultimates that you can exchange for a pretty weapon. So you'll see totem, reclear. Sometimes the party will just say totem, and the strats are kind of expected because there are, at least for ether, there are like kind of like ether specific strats for some of these fights that you would need to learn. But if you're not sure what strats you're using, you could just send them a message. Hey, are we using this strat? Yeah, okay, and you can join it. Totem, have it. Well, aimer. 2 chest. So 2 chest is for savage fights, right? 2 chest, 1 chest, any chest. So every week, savage will drop rewards for like the latest tier. How do I put this into words? I'm like, it's just 2 chests, but how do I explain 2 chests? Depending on the number of people that have cleared the fight for the week, it will change the amount of rewards you're given. So if all 8 people have not done the fight and not claimed the rewards for the week, then it's 2 chests. Or maybe a maximum amount of rewards for the week. 1 chest means that some people in the party, like 1 or 2 people, have cleared the fight for the week. They can't roll on the loot, but that also means that you guys get less loot. So 1 chest, you get half of the rewards. And any chest means it doesn't really matter how many rewards if you've cleared it for the week. If you haven't, they just want whatever the fuck they can get. Or you'll see one that I didn't put on here, book run. The savage fights drop books that you can exchange for gear. So every time you clear a savage fight, instead of a totem, you get a book, but they're basically the same thing. And they just, it doesn't matter if you already cleared it. It doesn't matter if there's any like chests, rewards at the end. They just want the book. And usually like that'll be like towards closer to like the reset, right? So 2 chests, any chest, 1 chest, book, the amount of rewards for savage. Fresh, it means that if you are a new person, then you're welcome to join if you haven't done the fight before. Usually it'll say like fresh, not blind, and then they'll put like the strategy that they're using. So fresh, not blind, you haven't done the fight yet, but you have to check the guide that they want you to use for the fight before entering. Or you'll see like fresh and blind. Blind means you don't need to look at anything. You don't have to have done the fight before. Just get in there and raw dog it. That's always when it's the most fun. Reclear, totem, reclear. It just means you've cleared the fight once, so now you're gonna do it again. Farm parties, the parties usually go for multiple reclears in a row, so you'll see like extreme mount farm, so that means they're just gonna keep going. You know, lots of people get the mounts, maybe. The mounts drop on RNG, so I've also seen like some ultimate farm, but I don't know how that goes. I was in an ultimate farm a couple days ago. That was pretty fun. But I mean, ultimates are obviously a little bit more difficult to farm, but you do get a totem, you know. Yeah. 3 mistakes equals kick. Address number 4. 2, 3. Fresh. Newcomers welcome. Yes, I farmed EX3 today. No mount shop. No! Fresh and blind seem unoptimal in raids and other games in here as well. On day 1 for most of these fights, fresh and blind is when it's most fun. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of it on day 1. Sometimes there'll be like later, after the fight is out too. People will still want to do fresh and blind, but yeah, farming for the different weapons. Yeah, so everyone can get a couple totems. Yeah, we've learned that League cannot count. 2 chest, any chest. Is there something else on here that you guys wanted me to discuss? Ma'am, that is not number 4. Could you please in the chat tell me? Yeah, 14's rating is like a dance, and as you learn it, it gets more fun. Yes. Yes. Oh, the mine. Mine is another term you'll see. Probably not as much, but mine is minimum item level, no echo. So, let's say like Pandemonium, the Endwalker raid series, right? People will do like mine runs for that. Minimum item level, no echo. It means, if you die, you don't get the party buff. So like, in the fights, you'll get echo, and it will give your party like a damage buff, like 25%, 50%, depending on the amount of times you wipe. No echo, you don't get the party buff if you die, and minimum item level, it syncs the current item gear you have down to like that tier's item level. I don't remember what Pandemonium is. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass. Like 585 was like the minimum item level, but I have 790, so it would sync my gear down to 585. And it makes it hard, yeah. Yeah, it's fun sometimes depending on what the fight is, but yeah, it just makes it more challenging, you know. Yeah, sinking down, you still do get really overpowered. 690, was it 690? Oh, 6090 Athena, wait, sorry. Anyways, where's my slideshow? I drink some coffee. Well, you get a mechanic like high concept that's uncheesable. Dude, high concept is like one of the most fun mechanics in the whole game. Don't play with me. I miss that fight every fucking day. I miss those. Oh my god. I miss Pandemonium. I miss Pandemonium. Wait, anyways. Other terms that you're gonna see. Hector. What the fuck does Hector mean? N-A-U-R. Nar. What the fuck is that? Lesbian? The fuck is that? Famubaga? Huh? Banana? WTF dig.info? Literally, what does any of this mean? Okay, these are different terms, right? These are your strategies. Ba-ba-ba-bum. So I picked the ones that you'll see most often on Ether if you're raiding. Yeah. Even though everyone's got their own opinions about Hector versus other guide makers, unfortunately, for anyone that thinks differently, Hector is ultimately what Ether goes towards. So if you're like, I want to do it this way, suck it up, man. Learn Hector, because Hector is like treated as gospel over on Ether, which I think is good. Hector is standard for better or worse. I like Hector's guides. I think that they're very easy, very digestible. It's fine. If you don't like it, go to a different data center. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, Hector makes video guides for the fights, and they're pretty well made. I think they're really cool the way that they're like shown, and he's pretty in-depth about them. NAUR, NAR is specifically for the ultimates, okay? So, Uwu, Fru, Top, DSR, Ukab, T, your ultimates, will be Kafka. All of the resources for that are on NAR. And you'll hear paste bin, basically for ultimates, because each phase of an ultimate is pretty unique and has its own stuff going on. They'll compile it all into a paste bin, and they'll be like, part 1, Fate Breaker, and then you open it up and it's 30 pages of slides. And then part 2, Shiva, and then you open it up and it's 30 pages of slides. And then part 3, Oracle of Darkness, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So paste bin. And where the fuck do I go? Shout out to Mr. Where the fuck do I go? Thank you for making the coolest website ever. It basically compiles all of these different strats into a website, and it's really easy to look at. I like that the URLs for Where the Fuck Do I Go are very small, so you can just paste them into the party finder. So if you see someone posting links to Where the Fuck Do I Go, it's okay to click on it, even though probably the game would tell you no. I would, because Where the Fuck Do I Go is really awesome and breaks down everything. And let's say like I'm using DN uptime for this one phase instead of Banana Codex or whatever. Then you could go on Where the Fuck Do I Go and look at the two different strategies and compare them. And I like the fact that they're all kind of laid out. Yes. It's great for introducing people to toolboxes. Yes, the toolboxes, the paste bins, kind of the same thing. Yes. Also, guides, right? Strategies. Let's say I'm practicing NAUR, right? I'm practicing NAR. But I like don't want to go into a party and grief while I'm still learning the strat. This is when simulators come up, right? So there are simulators. There's a fucking simulator for Uwu in Roblox that's actually really good for suppression. I don't know, the GitHub itch.io for some other sims. Especially with ultimates, you want to like sim things. I was using the cup noodle simulator when I was doing M4S way back when the light heavyweight was current, and I was doing that for Sunrise Sabbath, which I don't even think you see that anymore for doing the fight. But yes, the links people go to practice. Yeah, the wormhole sim. That one's IO. I'm using like its own app for Fru, and it has every phase of Fru in it. Like here, I'll show a little example of what the simulator looks like. Oh, this opened over here and I didn't want it to. Okay, hold on. So like every simulator will obviously look different, right? Obviously, but this is like an example of it. So it looks like the actual fight, right? It looks like the actual fight. I'm not doing this. But yeah, in The Sims, you can usually like go through, set up like your roles over here, and then here's your I can't interact with this because it's paused. But here's like your strats, right? And then you can pick like, oh, maybe I am really bad at like the long fire tether or something. And then you can pick your phase, right? Okay, now I'm gonna practice APOC. Now I'm gonna practice light rampant. And I think it's a really good resource to have, right? Just do it. No, I'm bad at it. A spinning chat. Hey, no, it's actually so fun. It's actually low-key, this is goated. Low-key. But you can set it random because you'll never know what you get like in the actual fight. So it's the most like digestible, right? So that way you can figure out exactly how you do things. And then you'll never fuck it up when you go into the fight ever again. And it'll be awesome. And you'll have an awesome time doing everything. I'm doing it so that way you guys don't yell at me. See? And then you'll never, ever, ever fuck it up ever again. Oh, wait. 4. Wait. Okay, there. Ta-da! Yay! And then... Ta-da! Yay. And because you do the sim, then you can go into the actual fight. And yeah, that was a little bit of a look at what the ultimates look like as well. Liam, will this prevent my randoms in PF? No, but it'll prevent you from fucking it up. So it's like Squid Games. Kind of. Kind of. A little bit. But I think it's nice to have like all of the different... especially like when you get to the later parts in the fight. I think the sims for ultimates especially become important. So, because like... when you're seeing these parts, it's like 6, maybe, I was gonna say 7, 6, maybe like 10 minutes into the fight, you've still, you know, you're still practicing it. So this takes away from the amount of times that you'll potentially die. Obviously, it looks very different in the game, and it's very scary, but at least like, this gives you a general idea of what you should do. I think that if you're thinking about ultimate ratings, you really should put some time into practicing in the simulators. Even if you're not doing ultimate rating, I practiced in simulators a lot for phase 2 of M12S this past year. Yes, it's a very good... Yeah, wouldn't the boss AI be different from the sim? A little bit, but not really, right? Because like, obviously when you start getting into like the intricacies of the fights, right? Like the role I play only has the potential to have 3 different jobs that I have to do during ultimate relativity. So this makes it so I just practice those 3 jobs that I have. Yeah. How much you sim? Isn't your co-healer the reason you can't clear anything? I don't play healer, so no, it's not. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The raids are heavily scripted, very timed, especially like something like Fru. Every phase is going to hit on the same exact beat of the music. And I think that's what makes Fru so cool, right? And all the phases always line up exactly with the music. Every phase is this long, right? And it will never exceed this long because it has an enrage. So every, you know, like, okay, now Ultimate Relativity is starting because the music sounds like this. They're very rigid, very scripted, very by the book. So that's why with like Ultimates, if you can get good at like the rhythm of it, like that's why it's like good if you're like super autistic, right? Because it's always gonna be the same. Yeah. No skips or not yet? Not yet. Maybe in the future. But yes. So simulator. They have it for all sorts of different fights. Highly recommend it. Do your sims. Do your homework. Raiding in Final Fantasy XIV is literally just like always having homework. And you have to study your homework and you have to like know what you're doing and you have to study all your stuff. There's another thing to study as well, right? So this is an example of like what the paste bins or where the fuck do I go? Does it have links to the Sims? I don't know actually. I think that would be really nice to include though if it didn't. I actually haven't looked at it too heavy because I've just been directly going to the Sim. But yeah, so like this is your paste bins. Up here you can see like M12S and then it has each mechanic. This is how you do the DN version. This is how you do idyllic, blah blah blah. And then this is kind of what the paste bin would end up looking like on a PowerPoint. You find your role, you find where you're supposed to go. It'll explain what it looks like. Yeah. Gotta do your homework. This is another thing you have to study if you play supports. Right? I play support. We can talk about mitigation sheets. So FMBG stands for Frubit but good, right? Mitigation sheets. Yay! Especially if you play shield healer. This is exactly what you want to hit exactly when to make sure everybody has enough health and is having enough shields and the party isn't taking too much damage. And yeah, we won't have this in Evercold, which is going to be awesome. But right now, we have mit sheets. And when you look at a mit sheet, it'll tell you, okay, Shiva, when she casts Diamond Dust, this is what I'm doing. And then when she does Mirror Mirror, this is what I'm doing. And you go through the whole fight, kind of like this. When I see this on the cast bar, this is how I know what I'm gonna do, right? And obviously, depending on your group, you can change things around, but she can heal without a mit sheet. This is the mit sheet that I used when I was doing fuck, what's this fight? M6 well. What the fuck is this fight? The Blowjob Brothers. M10S. Yes, M10S. This is what my mit sheet looked like. I only filled it out for myself, obviously, but Sugar Riot, no, this is the one that I used. So many numbers. The one that I use shows exactly how much damage each of the attacks is, and then what type of damage it is, and then from there, I mean, you don't really have to think about it this hard, but when you're in Party Finder, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of dire, but it gets easier, and then as you do the fight, it becomes like second nature. You're not really thinking about it. Yeah, Red Hot, Deep Blue, the Blowjob Brothers. Yeah. And then, you know, you have your whole static. If you're raiding with like a static, you could have everybody fill it out so they can figure out where to move stuff. But yeah. So it kind of looks like this. It looks scary. It's really not. I promise you it starts to make sense at some point. Or maybe I'm just a bit far gone in the head. Probably something, if you're raiding, you should become familiar with is your clock spots. So you'll hear this a lot, or you'll see like markers when you go to do these fights. The markers will look different depending on the fight that you're doing, but this is pretty much like ether standard markers, right? If you're like doing a fight for the first time, these are pretty standard markers that they'll put down, and then as the fight demands more stuff or more specific spots to stand in, then the markers will change. But everybody has a assigned spot that they stand in. And then from there, you can solve mechanics. I don't know. Why don't they use the actual numbers of a clock? I don't know. I just go here. They told me clock spots and I said, sir, yes, sir. That's it. This is pretty straightforward. Everyone just has an assigned way. So like when you go into like an extreme fight, right? They're gonna put like a marker on the floor and then everyone will like run around the square. Just, yeah, this is when you pick your spot on the square. Sometimes it'll change if you like meet like an outlier, but usually like they're the same. Yeah, cards, intercards. Cards are the letters, intercards are the numbers. It's pretty standard. Yeah, color pairs. So like if I'm on the A, and then, you know, we've got the ranged on the 1. We're a pair because we're both on red markers. You know, for me, I'm always at the melee because we're here. The purple markers. Yeah. Color pairs, intercardinals, cardinals, clock spots. It all makes sense once you go in here. Raid someone you need voice chat for? You don't need voice chat for raids. I mean, it is nice to have somebody doing callouts over voice chat, but you don't need it, I think. This is definitely the easiest to understand. You'll see this a lot when you're doing extremes. Like, a lot when you're doing extremes. This is, like, pretty standard for almost every extreme fight. Not so much the other stuff. Yeah. Okay. And then this is my little spiel on you should really go through in the game and move around all of the stuff if you're thinking about raiding. You should move where your buffs are. You should move where your damage over time is. I think I spelled enmity wrong. Enmity. Doesn't matter. This thing... I think Sugar Riot's a great example of needing to have this somewhere where you can see, like, very quickly, because when you have multiple enemies on enmity, aggro, whatever this is, you can see what every enemy is casting. Very, very important, right? The cast bar is important, but I would go through and I would really move things around to make it easier for yourself to see what's going on, especially like what your role requires. So like I like to have the enmity list really close to the party list, so that way I can see, right? It shows the aggro order, so it's probably not as important if you play DPS, but it's good to have because like especially Sugar Riot, right, where she summons like a bunch of the different mobs on the screen. It's a good idea to have it so you can see if they're casting anything, right? Or I like to use this to click on multiple targets instead of like finding them on the map and then clicking it. Adds additional mobs. I'm not trying to get too specific with the terms, okay? PF was terrible for DPS. Dude, PFing this fight literally made me want to... You know. Mostly it helps you eyeball. Yeah, quick target. Quick targeting is really good. It was really helpful for M6, and then I just never moved it back afterwards because now I'm just so used to having it here. Cast bar, I have the cast bar right above all of my own buttons, so that way I don't have to like look too far up. I don't know. I just like having everything condensed down here at like the bottom of my screen, and so I have all of this other part to like look at mechanics and stuff. Yeah. Buffs, debuffs, or your character split. Oh, yes! You can do that. The buffs and the debuffs. Yes. You should do that. You should really go through and look at all of your little thingies in the HUD and then move them as you see. Yeah. You want to have a giant debuff so you know. It's really helpful if you have like M12 or like UR and Fru, stuff like that. Yeah, it's very customizable, so I highly recommend taking some time setting it up. It will help you become a better raider and a better player and probably a better person. And that's my spiel on Final Fantasy XIV rating. Thank you for coming. Ah, applause! Yay! Woo! Yay! Woohoo! Yay! This is not what do you mean? This is what I heard. This is what I heard. What are you strategy boards. I have a very different opinion of strategy boards than I did at the beginning of the tier because I think people don't use them properly and it's really irritating these days. So, but yeah, strategy boards can be helpful. I think they were intended to be helpful. I hope that they become helpful again in the future, but they're not. You mean meme boards? God, it's so fucking annoying. You're fine with sharing Findit? No, I am really yandere for him. Please do not look at my boyfriend. Thank you. Oh, I didn't talk about polycule etiquette. Sorry. I would probably go talk to somebody more well-versed in being in a polycule for polycule etiquette. I don't know much about it. Yeah, I haven't played in 10 years. Well, I hope that if you haven't played in a long time, then I hope that this maybe made you interested in coming back. Or if you are playing and you're not raiding, I hope this maybe made a little bit of sense. And now you can kind of feel better about going into raids? Question mark? What's a polycule? Oh, wow. Looks like we are just about out of time. Ooh, well, I would like to thank you all for coming to my TED Talk today. I had a lot of fun making this because this is my entire life now. The announcements, Rie is, if you missed it at the beginning of the stream, Rie is having her 3-day debut today for her birthday. And if I were a Leocon, I would tune in. Yay! I actually need to set up to raid her. She's not on for a little bit longer, but I do have something to do that may or may not be related to this. You know, I have to go somewhere that's totally not related to this. So, yay! Thank you guys for coming! I will see you on tomorrow! Yay! Until then, everybody, I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy birthday, Ree!